going to try and do a little bit of a vlog today. Yesterday was Holy Thursday, and so my husband and I, we have a tradition that we began once I married him, to do like a visitation of the 7 churches, which is spending time in prayer. So today is actually Good Friday, and I took a personal day off for just like a religious holiday, because we typically like to go to visit the missions on this day. And I did this a long time ago with my spiritual mom. And so San Antonio is a very historic city, and we have a lot of these historic missions that are situated along our San Antonio River. And I tried to do this last year, but the weather was just horrible. But today we actually are supposed to have really, really good weather. So thought I would just do like a fun little vlog just to kind of take you around my city, which is what I love. So this way you can kind of have a glimpse of these missions. They're very historical. Growing up, some of these were kind of like our, you know, when you have like a field trip, these were some of the places that we would go to within the city, especially like in elementary school. And since it's a beautiful day, thought I would just take some footage, so I'll share that with you as we go along to the various ones. We are not going to the Alamo, but we are going to go to some of the other really, really pretty missions. So you'll get to see a little bit of my city and what my husband and I kind of do on an annual basis. So I just have on my little camo jacket, just very comfy. So we're going to go grab some lunch before we start to go to some of the missions, maybe probably try and do 3 o'clock mass. So come along for the ride. I hope you enjoy this little vlog, and I'll be catching up with you here and there. Vegan, since it is Lent, no meat. Cheese. We have spinach mushroom quesadillas with shrimpies somewhere in there. Oh, we forgot to get a fork. And a vegan burger with bacon and cheese. We're gonna try this out, see how this looks. We had a nice lunch at the Cove. It's come out on Triple D, right? Diners, Dive-Ins, and Drives with one of our favorites, Guy Vieri. We tried the vegan bacon cheese burger, and then we got our favorite spinach mushroom quesadilla. The poblano sauce makes that meal. It's really, really good, but we add shrimp to it today, and it was actually really, really tasty. And then the vegan burger was good. My husband called it the Disneyland burger, right? Because it was make-believe meat, but it was good. So we're full, and now we are going towards the missions. They are national, what was it, national historic parks. So we're going to a first one, and we'll walk around and show you what that one looks like. Here is the front of the church. Take you in. We're gonna go find a spot and pray the rosary. Okay, we left Mission Concepcion and now we are off to Mission San Jose, I think. Very nice. We had a moment of silence at 3 o'clock and got to pray the rosary. This is the only little mission that we have come to the last few years where there's actually a gentleman kind of just giving you information, kind of like doing a little tour, which actually kind of turned out to a very broad Texas history lesson and a big lesson as far as settlers and everything like that, from the French and the Spanish and all of that. So it was actually rather interesting. But he's usually here every time we've come the last few years. He's normally here and he'll explain the history of the mission and then like the paintings. But this gentleman here, he usually is just always here. You don't pay for it. He's actually inside the church. So just really nice, beautiful, beautiful day. Very nice and breezy. So we're off to the other one. We're passing the golf course right now. They've developed a lot of these areas over here, so it's really nice. So there's a lot of bike path because of just the whole trail, because all of the missions are very close to one another. So we're off to the next one and we'll check in a bit. engagement photos, quinceañera photos, wedding photos, just really, really pretty, picturesque. Looks like just windows. got to go into the gift shop. The lady was very nice. She actually had a little rosary pamphlet in the back, so she gave it to us for free. So we got to go into the church. There were some ladies and they're already praying the rosary, so it was nice. They're praying in Spanish. So I got to do some walking around, took some video footage of like where the watermill is and the inside of how it looked back when the mission was like open with all of the Indians and then the priests. So real nice. This one is like the largest one that's here in town. So now we are heading over to Mission Espada. Hopefully they're still open. Some of them start to close, and then a lot of them are in preparation for Good Friday Mass at 7. So we'll get to explore the other ones. But we were very fortunate to get our little passport booklet for the national parks, and so we got our little stamps for the missions. So really, really fun and cute. So yeah, so now we've got this lucky little book. We have a map of the national park. So they sell these in the gift shop, and if you're military, it's a 10% discount, right? So they gave us a military discount on this, but a lot of fun stuff in there. Really, really big gift shop at the visitor center. If you go in there, that's where you'll get all the stamps as well as your little book. And then inside the actual mission, when you're going towards the church, there's a little tiendita. That's the little gift shop. So there's like a lot of like just like religious items as well as other little fun stuff that you find typically here in our city because of just like the culture. A lot of fiesta fun stuff and colors and everything. So yeah, so we're on our way to the next one, and we'll see how that one is. It's a really beautiful day, so we have actually a lot of tourism here today in the city because it's just really, really pretty. So we've heard people from Wisconsin, Boston, so Indiana, so just a lot of people. And because it is still March, Easter is coming early, so the whole month of March is actually, a lot of the hotels are like booked because of just a lot of the spring breakers that come in, people traveling, and then plus we are military city, so you actually have, we constantly have a lot of tourism because of the Air Force candidates like that are graduating. So we have a graduation every week, so we have a lot of tourism for that as it is, but now we actually have the tourism because of a lot of people for spring breakers, and then it is the Holy Week. So with Holy Week, we actually have a lot of people coming in from Mexico. So they have their casas de campo, as they call it, like a vacation. They actually have their vacation homes or second homes here. So they are usually here the first 2 weeks, and right now you can see a lot of people selling cascarones for like the Easter egg hunt and just for the family gatherings. So the eggs are filled with confetti. But yeah, so our city is just extremely busy around this time of the year for March, and then especially for around Holy Week. So, but we'll check in again in a bit. finished Mission Espada, and we found a quiet little spot because they actually were having mass. They started mass at like 5. So we found a spot in the back, like a little grotto area. So we went over there. We're on our way to the final one, San Juan. And so we're on the little trail for the missions. There is a bike trail, like I've shown some video where you do have like little bikes. Just word of the wise, in case anybody does come and take the bike trail, you have a huge gap from 2 to 3 miles from Mission San Jose over here to Mission Espada and where San Juan are, because they are on another side of the highway. So it is quite a bit of a difference, whereas you have 2 that are kind of close together, and then you have Mission Concepcion and San Jose that are together, and then Espada and San Juan that are close nearby. But there is a good amount of distance if you are biking it, or some people, like if they walk it like a pilgrimage kind of thing, there is quite a bit of a difference between those 2. But they're all just very nice, and again, it's still just beautiful weather. So we're heading to the final one. Accomplished. We have prayed the rosary in the 4 missions: Espada, Concepcion, San Juan, San Jose, and it's a beautiful day. Really, really beautiful. The later it gets, the windier it got. So, but it was nice nonetheless, and nice and peaceful. So mass was actually starting in the last 2 churches that we went to, so we just found a quiet spot outside, kind of like in their like little grotto, so we could at least pray the rosary. And now we're gonna go ahead and head back towards kind of like in town, I guess, so we can go and have dinner. And just word of the wise, these little parishes are small. Espada and this one here, San Juan, they're small. So if you do come and attend mass, like today, like a holy day of obligation, or like on a Sunday, I would make sure that you get here early, because it fills up really, really, really fast. The other 2 churches, they're a fairly good size, but these 2 are a bit smaller. So definitely recommend you getting early if you want to attend mass. We are home, amigos, finally. I hope you enjoyed the footage that I was actually able to include for our little excursion or outing today. It's always fun to visit the missions and kind of like be tourists in our own city, which is what we love. We're referred to as Military City because of just all of the military bases that we actually have here, and a lot of visitors that come in for that because of the training candidates that are graduating but then because of the other tourist attractions that we have, so it's always just nice to kind of go and explore. And since this is the Lenten season, this is just a tradition that my husband and I kind of both started. You know, my husband grew up with his mother and sisters going to the visitation of the 7 churches on Holy Thursday, which I never knew about growing up as a kid, even being a cradle Catholic and being a catechist for over 10 years. It was never anything that I had heard of until I met him. So it was nice having that tradition that we started it once we got together. And then I had already had the tradition of kind of going to the missions, doing the rosary, especially with my spiritual mom. And so it's just those two things that we kind of combined and started to do together. We ended up going to this restaurant called Mambo Seafood. They opened it up last year. And it's a restaurant chain that's actually big in Houston, in the Houston area. And they finally opened one up here. And it's really, really good seafood, and actually at really great affordable prices, I think, compared to a lot of other seafood restaurants. And what they're known for is their mambo rice. So it's actually like fried rice, but they can put seafood or like chicken and pork. And so of course we had it with the shrimp. So it was actually delicious. The seafood was actually really, really good. My husband actually enjoyed it. The prices, like I said, were very, very reasonable. Highly recommend, of course, if you haven't tried it and you live in the Houston area or you come down here, it's really delicious, very affordable, and they offer military discounts. So for those that are military, definitely check it out. I think it was like 10%. So it's something, it saves you for your tax at least. As we were walking out, I ran into my spiritual mom, that she and I are the ones that would do the visitation of the missions and pray the rosary. So she was there with a couple of my other spiritual sisters. So it was so funny. It was nice to actually run into them and end our really wonderful day seeing them as we were leaving the restaurant. So we were getting to chit chat with them before they got seated to their table. So it's just been a very wonderful Good Friday, a good Holy Thursday. We got home. It's like 10:30. It's now 11 because the dog has been itching to go out. She kept running towards the door, so we had to take her out in a couple of days. So took her for a quick walk around the pool, and now we're back home. So wanted to at least just end the video and say a good night, and thank you for joining me and accompanying me. And I hope you enjoyed seeing the parts of the city for the historical missions. Hope you did celebrate with your family and your friends, all of your loved ones, and you had a very blessed, happy and holy week closing out, especially for us, our Lenten season. So many blessings to all of you, to all of our military, from my military home to yours. Thank you so much for your service. I'll catch you guys in the next one, amigos. Hasta la próxima. Until next time, good night.